know what time of the month it is, guys? It's August reading wrap-up time. Let's get into it. So, hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello. If you're not new here, then you'll know that literally my favourite video of every month is the reading wrap-up. And I have got 12 books to talk about. So I'm going to talk through them, review, rating. Let's just get into it. So I'm going to try and go a bit in order. The first book I actually finished in August was The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, and this book was a 5-star read, and it was one of the best books I've read so far this year and so far in my life as well. Literally incredible. So this book, we've got the Albright family. So Lenny and her mum and dad, and her dad has returned home from war in Vietnam a different person. He's very volatile, he's drinking a lot, he can't settle, he can't keep a job down. It's just, he keeps moving them all over the place, and yeah, it's just a very chaotic kind of life that Lenny is living. And one day her dad gets a letter from someone saying that his son, who was in the war with him, has left him some property in Alaska. So Ern, the dad, is like, you know what? Pack up, family, we're going to Alaska. Now, Alaska is a very dangerous place to live because of the weather and the animals, and you have to like hunt to survive and stuff like that. And just the climate and just, there's so many ways that you can die if you live in Alaska, really. And it's just a complete different lifestyle than they're used to. But of course they do what, it's set in 1974. So like, it's kind of one of those societies where you kind of do what the man says. And that's what they do. And then we follow the story of that family and their journey through life in Alaska, and the kind of the people that they meet there, the community that they build there, the things they have to go through there, and how they have to live and have to survive. And also the very, very turbulent relationship between Lenny's mum and dad makes it, you know, Lenny's just living in a very horrible situation. But then Lenny makes a friend at school called Matthew, and Matthew is kind of like Lenny's shining light in the dark, and he is just a real source of happiness and comfort for her whilst she's going through this crazy life change, really. And then we follow the story for the next couple of years. That's all I'll say about it, and nothing I've just said has done this book justice. But this is just a story of community, bravery, loyalty, strength, love, just so many things. It really, really packs a punch. I cried my eyes out. I cried my eyes out. This was a real page turner for me because it felt like something bad was always happening, something bad was always around the corner, and I was just gripped. I was hooked. The emotional depth that like this had, just everything about it was, it's just one of those books that makes you just think and makes you appreciate life and just alters your brain chemistry, really. That's what this book did. It's incredible. It's brilliant. Wow. And then, guys, funnily enough, I did have another 5-star read, and it was Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. Oh my god. Oh my actual god. So this book follows Lilith, our female main character, and the world that she lives in is kind of ruled by like this church, and in this world as well it's only women that can wield true magic. And Lilith comes from like a very powerful, one of like the elite families in this world, but she's like exiled from them at the moment, so she's living in this other district. And what she does to kind of live and survive in this district is she uses her magic to like seduce men and steal things from them and then sell those things to get money. And one night, Lilith thinks, oh, I've struck gold here, because she manages to steal this dagger, and it's like a bit of a mysterious, rare dagger. So she goes to her usual buyer to go and like sell this dagger to get the money, and her buyer dies when he touches this dagger. And then whenever Lilith tries to get rid of this dagger, it won't leave her alone. Like, it will always find its way back to Lilith. And that's really weird, obviously. So that's where the whole mystery and fantasy element really comes into play here. But Lilith seeks the help of Zahariv, who is the ruler of this district where she's staying, and they have a friendship. He's always getting her out of the messes that she's in, because Lilith really runs into things without thinking. I love her, like, but she's so chaotic. Like, she really does run into situations head first without really thinking of any consequences. And Zahari is always there to pick up the pieces, but it's absolutely riddled with tension. Sorry about the cars outside. With tension and yearning and angst. Oh my God. I need you all to read this book. If you are a fan of urban romanticy, I am telling you now, you need to read this. And Zahari is now in my top 10 book boyfriends of all time list. Like, he is insane. Like, wow, it's hot, it's action-packed, it's mysterious, it's fun, it's sexy, it's everything. It's so good. Oh my God, I need book 2, like, right now. Then I read a nice fun cowboy romance, and that was Wild Rose by Roxanne Tully. I rated this 3.5 stars, I believe. And this is a brother's best friend cowboy romance. Our female main character she's struggling to like keep a job down and stuff. She's kind of known as like the wild child, bit of a rebel, but there's actually so much more to her than that, and it's our male main character, who is her brother's best friend, that really gets to know the real her. And it was just really good, honestly. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, it was like your typical cowboy romance, but it was good, it was fun, it was a really, really easy read. I found the writing was really easy to digest. I liked the characters. I really, really liked a lot of the side characters as well, so it left me wanting another book. Hopefully we're getting more books, and this is going to be a series. But it was just so good. So obviously, because she's Rose, the female character, is known as this like wild child, she is sent to stay on the ranch where her brother works as a chef, and kind of stay there, help out on the ranch for a few weeks, and kind of sort her life out. But she hits it off with Wilder, who owns the ranch and is her brother's best friend. So that's really all I'll say. I rated it 3.5 stars. It's a really fun, easy read. Do with that what you will. And on the note of fun reads, we have got The Dictionary Club by Sophie Gravia. This is a proof copy, so the actual cover doesn't look like this. But this book is hilarious. It's so funny. I also listened to like quite a bit of it on audiobook as well, and I really recommend it because this is set in Glasgow in Scotland, and the woman that narrates it is Scottish, I believe. Well, if not, she does a great Scottish accent. So it just really, because I think a lot of the time, like, the accent makes things funnier. Like if you're using like Scottish humour, to hear it in a Scottish accent is just better. You know what I mean? So this book follows 3 best friends that have kind of all been like done over by men. One of them in particular is always on dates. She's always getting catfished or ghosted or just treated badly. And they're friends because they work together, but they're like, you know what, as a little side hustle, let's make this like secret club, like members only club for women, and call it the Dictionary Club, and women can basically go on there and leave reviews on men that are on dating apps and kind of, you know, talk about their experience dating this guy and whatnot. And it's hilarious. That's all I'll say in terms of like the premise of it, but it's hilarious. It's so funny. And it's just such a great fun time, and really refreshing if you're not looking for like, you know, like if you read like a certain genre, like if you read a lot of fantasy or whatnot, then you might want just like a break and something totally different. This would just be like such a fun palette cleanser in between. I rated this 3.5 stars as well. Then we've got Revolve by Balcabra. I loved this so much. This is a proof copy and it comes out in October. I just really like this series. It's one of my favourite sports romance series because I think that in every book the characters have just got, they've got substance to them. It doesn't feel surface level like a lot of sports romances can do. It just feels like they've got a lot of substance, a lot of depth. They feel like well developed characters to me. I really, really like that. So this book follows Sierra, who is a figure skater, but she is kind of coming back to figure skating after having a bad accident the year before. And then Dylan, who is a hockey player that has just been kicked off the team for failing a drug test because he's being a bit of a wild child at the moment. He's partying quite a lot, drinking quite a lot. So he gets kicked off the hockey team. So Dylan needs something to do, and Sierra needs a new figure skating partner. I'll let your mind imagine where that goes. And that's all I'll say. But it's forced proximity, it's slow burn, it's got lots of tension, it's just really, really good, it's really, really lovely, it's so easy to read. Dylan is just so hot. Oh my god, like the way he flirts, like the absolute mouth on this man, he has got game, he has got game. Like he is hot, he is hot. And Sierra, I really related to her personality. The way that she was, I don't know, I saw like bits of myself in her. So yeah, I really, really loved it and I rated this 4.5 stars. Then we've got If Not For My Baby by Kate Golden. This, oh my god, so good. I don't read a lot of rockstar romances, so that's probably another reason why I really, really love this book, because it was just really refreshing for me. I really like Kate Golden's writing anyway. She is the author of the Sacred Stones, I'm pointing at it but you can't even see it on camera. She's the author of the Sacred Stones trilogy, which is a romantic series, and I loved that, so I knew that I really liked this author's writing. This book follows our female main character, Clem, and she's always had dreams of being a singer or being like in musicals, just being in the kind of music world. Her passion is for singing, whatnot, but her mum is really ill, so she feels a lot of pressure to look after her mum. She stays at home a lot to look after her mum. She works long shifts at this bar or restaurant, whatever it was, to earn as much money as she can to pay for her mum's medical treatments and stuff like that. So she's kind of pushed her own dreams to the side and isn't really doing anything for herself. But then one day she gets an offer that she actually can't refuse because of how good the money is, and that is to go on tour as a backup singer for Tom Halloran. Tom Halloran, and that's this guy. So I'm really, really trying to get better at saying, like, just giving really, really brief synopsis without actually giving anything away. So yeah, she goes on this tour as a backup singer. So forced proximity. The yearning and slow burn in this book, yeah, delicious, absolutely delicious. I loved it. I read this in like one day, just really easy to read, really good, really refreshing. Don't get me wrong, I did find that the female main character was slightly annoying at times. There was a little bit of miscommunication, which really does piss me off, if I'm being honest, but it wasn't enough to ruin the book. So I highly, highly recommend, and I rated this 4... Did I rate it 4 stars? I rated this 4 stars. And we've got Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayra, and I can't really talk about this book without spoiling it because this is book 3 in a series. But I can say that it's one of my favourite series ever. It's a fantasy series, but it's more like a fairy tale, whimsical, fun, adventurous kind of time. If you like the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, then I would really recommend this series because I do think it's just got the same whimsical vibes. This for me, like, it is obviously fantasy, but it feels like a goofy, silly, fun fantasy. But whilst I'm saying that, this series has probably got the most intense slow burn and yearning that I have ever come across in a book series ever. Like, the tension and yearning in slow burn is like you would not believe, and it's like a boss employee situation. So that's really all I'll say, but I highly recommend this series. What I will say is this book wasn't my favourite from the series. I do fear that it could have been just a trilogy and this could have been like the last book, but instead it felt like a bit of a filler book where things were constantly happening but nothing was being achieved, and it was almost like, is this just a book for the sake of another book in the series? I do think the next book, the 4th book, is going to be the last one, and I hope it is, which I know that might be weird to say because it's one of my favourite series, but I do think you can overdo a series if you just try and pad it out with more books when it doesn't need to be. So whilst I did enjoy this and I did end up rating it 3.75 stars, I highly recommend this series, but this one just wasn't my favourite of the series, that's all. Then we've got another 5-star read and another book that altered my brain chemistry and is one of the best books I've ever read, and that is The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I've never read anything by this author before, but this book has made me immediately want to read everything that this author has ever written. This is about a female knight and a history scholar that are tangled together in time, bound to retell the same story over and over and over again. Will they ever be able to rewrite history and change the ending? You will have to read the book to find that out, but please read the book. please read the book. It comes out in October and I do think that's the perfect time of year to read it. It's very autumnal, it's very cozy vibes. It's just stunning. It is just such a stunning story. I personally am obsessed with time travel. I love time travel in books, and this is time travel at its absolute finest. It's just, wow, it's just a powerful, epic love story. The time travel is just incredible. It's really like high stakes. The writing is just so poetic. There are no words for me to tell you how much I loved this book. It made me cry. It made me feel shocked. It also had humour in it as well. Wow, I annotated really a lot of it. I wish that I could share quotes with you, but I don't think I'm allowed with it being a proof copy. But please, if you take one recommendation from me and you are a fan of time travel and you're a fan of fantasy and love stories and you know, just please, just please read it. Like, please read it. This was a 5-star read. It comes out in October. Then we've got Dream On by Jennifer Hartman. And Jennifer Hartman is one of my favourite authors. Was this my favourite book of hers? No. Was it my least favourite book of hers? Also no. This book follows our female main character Stevie and our male main character Lexington. They meet at high school because they both get picked as the two main parts of their like high school play. So they're obviously rehearsing together, practicing together, stuff like that. And something tragic happens. And then years later, they find themselves stuck in a bit of a fake dating situation, which is obviously really difficult for them because of the history that they've got and the tragic thing that they went through. I will say, this is marketed as young adult. I don't know if I'm just maybe rubbish at understanding the young adult genre, but I just wouldn't market this as young adult. I think it's just a maybe new adult. I don't know. I just wouldn't mark it as young adult anyway. I would say check your trigger warnings because there are some really like dark topics discussed in here. But that kind of comes with the territory of a Jennifer Hartman book. She knows how to pull at those heartstrings. I will say I really loved our female main character and her family. I thought they were just so nice and so great. Didn't love the male main character, but then I am on the other hand also very empathetic. And, you know, I've got a lot of sympathy for the stuff that he has been through. But I just think some of the way his behaviour and his mum's behaviour, it just can't be excused or justified. And I just feel like our female main character deserved better, really, if I'm being honest. That being said, I read it in, like, one sitting. And it's quite a chunky book as well, but I read it in one sitting. I really liked the writing. It's a really good story. It's just not my favourite Jennifer Hartman, but I would rate this 3.5, 3.7, I don't know, 3.5 stars, 3.5 stars. Then we've got another sports romance, and it was absolutely brilliant, this one. That is Score to Settle by Bella North. I think I rated this 4.5 stars. This for me, like, as far as sports romance go, really has stood out to me as like quite a unique one, because it kind of, basically, it follows Harper, who is a junior sports journalist, and she is basically assigned to write this in-depth deep dive article about Jake Sullivan, who is a famous American football player, and he's got a bad reputation as like a bit of a ladies man, party animal, that kind of thing. And Harper is therefore sent to live with him and his family on their family ranch for 5 weeks. So what I really liked about it is that it is a sports romance, but the majority of it is set on a ranch, so it kind of mixed cowboy romance atmosphere and vibes with the sports romance, so that felt really unique to me and I really enjoyed that. There is a little bit of history there because Harper does know Jake from the past, but Jake doesn't really know her, so it's not like they've had any interactions before. It's not like a second chance romance, it's nothing like that. It's really hard to explain, but there are some like really like little shocks in there, little twists and turns. The writing I thought was great. I've never read anything by this author before, but I definitely would do, and I hope that this is, I believe this is being made into like a full series, so I'll definitely carry on with the rest of the series as and when the books come out. Really loved the side characters, loved the setting. I liked that it was slow burn. I felt like the pacing of it was really great. I just have no criticism or nothing bad to say about this book. I just really enjoyed it. It was great, and I rated it 4.5 stars, and I highly recommend it. This is a proof copy, but it comes out on the 10th of September, so by the time you see in this video, literally you've got like maybe a week to wait, if that. So highly recommend. I'm gonna try and get through these last 2 books before my camera dies. Love Arranged by Lauren Asher, 3rd book in the Lakefront Billionaire series, and also final book in that series, I believe. I did like this, and this series as a whole probably is my favourite Lauren Asher series. For me, I just would have liked in this book So in this book, basically, we follow Lily and Lorenzo, and they end up having a fake marriage of convenience. That's really all I'll say. We've been introduced to both these characters in the previous books, and Lorenzo, everyone kind of doesn't like him. He's got a bad reputation. So what I liked about this book was getting to see like the real side of Lorenzo and to really understand his life. I will say as well, anxiety is quite a big topic in this book, and that's something that I can massively relate to. So I really liked that about it. I loved our female main character Lily because she's just such a girly girl like me. She just loves pink and bows and everything like that. So really liked her, and I liked it, but I just wish for me, I don't think it needed to be as long. There was no reason for this book to be that long at all. Like, it was not that deep. And I also wish it was filled with a bit more sexual tension, to be honest. That's just me. And that's kind of really my only thoughts about it. I wouldn't really go out of my way to rave about this book, but I also wouldn't say that I didn't like it. It was just fine. It was cool, you know? That's kind of it. And I rated this 3 stars. I did also read a book on my Kindle called Finding Home, and Fable tells me I rated it 2.5 stars. I don't remember this book at all. I do remember that it was like a small town romance and it was Grumpy Sunshine. Other than that, it doesn't exist in my memory. So I don't think I enjoyed it. I think I was that was when I was in a really bad reading slump and I just wanted something to read. So I don't really have anything to say about that book. That's that. This is me from the future just jumping in to say that I completely forgot that I actually was lucky enough to read The Wrath of the Fallen by Amavina Cole. The reason I forgot to include it in my reading wrap up was because I've not done my full review and like marked it on my Goodreads and Fable yet, just because like I'm doing like a proper spoiler-free review for it. I want it to be as like detailed without any spoilers as possible. So like I'm trying to just like do a good review, so hence why it's not on my reading stats, and that's why I forgot to include it in the video. But I will just say that it still remains to be one of my favourite series of all time. I adore the characters. I loved being back in that world again so much. Like, oh my god, I can't even tell you how much I love being back in that world again. Was it my favourite of the series? No. But did I still devour it? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And there will be, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, there will be full spoiler-free reviews closer to release date, because I just want it to be a perfect review. So I just haven't done it yet. And that concludes my August reading wrap up. 3 5-star reads. It was a really good month overall, but I'm very excited for September because the new releases are popping off in September, let me tell you. So let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know what your favourite read of August was, what your least favourite read of August was. I love to know that. Like, that's my favourite question to ask people. Like, I just love chatting about books, so chat to me about books. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, thank you for being here. Please do the usual like, comment, subscribe and all of that good stuff. And I really, really hope to see you next time. Bye!